think I'm gonna look into getting a microphone. Are you able to have a microphone to the phone?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. They have wireless. Or you could do the ear. You could do the AirPods, or you could even do the. Which iPhone you got?
14 Pro Max.
You could do the one that you connect. I'll do that when I do other podcasts with my phone,
you have a
or
14
the.
Pro Max. That thing must look gigantic in your hands.
Dude, it
You
fall. I constantly drop it.
Bro, I fucking had the 8. I had the 8 for a long time. Then I had the 11 for a while, and then I recently got the new one. I don't even know what the new one is actually called. I think it's like a. I don't know.
15.
I just got the new one. I don't. I don't really. It's the same phone, man. It's the same difference. If you upgrade it, it's the same shit. So I don't really.
Hey, hit
People.
us with that side profile real quick with the
Oh yeah.
new.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm the new.
Damn.
I'm the new. Oh, the waves is in too. Don't. The waves is still
oh my
there.
god.
But there's a little bald spot here. But don't mind that. Just look at the waves.
Yeah, I see waves and waves only.
I feel like an adult now. I feel like the long hair is for the young boys, man. I'm an uncle now,
Yeah,
man. I
but
gotta.
you to be wearing a collared shirt here.
Yeah.
Hey, do you own a collared shirt, baby?
Probably not one that fits me anymore. No, probably not. You know, I still I need to send a picture to my mom. My mom is Ghanaian, so she's happy. I cut off. She hates the long hair. West African parents, they think automatically you're gonna be a drug dealer. You have long hair, you're a drug dealer. That's how they brains work.
Nah, that's Billy.
Huh?
That's Billy.
I know she's old school, super old school conservative. So she hated that shit. She hated that shit. But let me make sure y'all don't mind if I have a little smoke break.
No, I need one.
Yeah, I'm feeling stressed out just
Hey, do
cause.
you feel different with your haircut?
To be honest, I kind of forget I cut it until somebody says something. Just because I don't even like. It's not even something I think about. But I feel, yeah, it feels a little different. I literally feel lighter. Believe it or not. I mean, shit is heavy. That's a
Hmm.
lot of But I feel lighter. I kind of feel younger. I don't know if I look younger, but maybe just because I was younger when I had a haircut, so I feel a little younger. That's about it. But I literally forget I even cut it until somebody says something.
I
It's
bet
kind
when.
of funny, man. You don't want to think about your hair all the time, and when it's long, you're thinking about it.
Yeah,
Is
you
it
kind of
blowing
have
in
to.
the wind? What's it doing? Does it look stupid?
Well,
Um,
your hair, Stu, was like famous, so.
it's it's like honestly a pain in the ass, and that's why I cut it off.
Mhm.
Also, it's weird. When I was living up in Washington, this wasn't a problem, but when I moved down here to Texas, the water is different. I don't know what exactly it is. It's not the weather because it's like similar humidity here, and it's been cold. So like it's like the water that we're showering in, and it like my hair would just like go completely flat. Like it
Mm.
used to like bunch up in curls and stuff, but it was just flat as a board. And Megan had the exact same thing happen to her when she got down here. So I just couldn't figure out how to fix it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Megan got curly hair, don't she? Right? Her hair is kind of
Mm-hmm.
like puffy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
like it lost like volume when she came down here initially. But
yeah,
she
yeah,
puts like product and shit in it, and I'm not going to do that. It's too much work.
yeah. But are you gonna grow it back or not
Yeah,
really? Okay, it's just
for a bit.
it's just a pro it's just a process. Yeah.
He's growing out his body hair right now.
Dude, I'm not even that hairy. Like,
I mean, it's noticeable, but it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look like you need
trying
to
to hide my
shave.
gut.
Yeah, yeah.
The,
Huh? What you said?
I don't know.
I was gonna say Stu started doing the beard for a little bit. You gave up on the beard?
Dude, it looks so bad. It
It
looks
didn't
so
look bad,
bad.
bro.
Okay, from 10 feet away, it was okay, but like up close, it's just all patchy and full of holes, and I look like
You should have had your dude like put the thing there and spray in like the.
Too much work,
yeah,
man. Too much.
all spray paint. And yeah, I can't pull off facial hair, man.
I didn't
I,
think
I
I didn't think it was bad at all. But I gotta be honest, I didn't think it was bad. It's like most beards aren't perfect. It's just that if you let it grow in enough, you can't really tell. You know?
I mean, I let it grow for like shit, like 2 months, probably.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
it was close to 2 months, I think, and it just like it was getting long enough where like it should be filling in, and it just
Yeah, they wouldn't do it.
you could
Yeah, yeah.
still just see so much skin underneath it. It was gross.
Well, now you want
Not my thing.
you want more tests now, so it might fill in better. But let me I think I saw Stu post some pictures. No? Oh
The
shit.
most muscular in the side chest.
Yeah, that's what she's
Yeah,
making fun of. My
No,
hair's
I said it looks
flat.
good.
yeah.
But like you said, it hides your gut. Makes the most muscular look really good.
Oh wait, did he change his posing or something?
No, he changed his body hair.
I never
Oh,
changed
oh, okay,
anything.
okay.
But
I didn't
I
I
just
didn't catch on. Let me see. Wait. Hey, Stu is a lot bigger than this now, isn't he? Is it just me?
fucking hope
Not
so.
way,
I
way
feel like your
bigger.
arms are a lot bigger.
I don't know. I guess we'll see.
We'll find out. All right, let's see. This one, right?
Mm-mm.
What's the latest one?
This was like yesterday. The left,
This?
yeah, if you like tab all the way over.
Okay.
There's a couple pictures.
Hey, you saw my comment? Did you like it? Was it creative? every time you post, I kind of have an urge to say it, but I'm like, let me not play it out.
It
But
looks
yeah, look at his
huge
arm.
right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like he's gonna be a lot bigger. I mean, he's still lean. And
I'm starting to get like you can't really see my glutes here, but like glutes, lower back area is starting to like get to that point where like yeah, this is about as fat as you want to get. But
man,
I've been consistently 300 pounds for like week and a half, 2 weeks now, and like it's sticking to me. So I'm happy with that. I think big picture. I talked to Blue about this a couple days ago. We're gonna run this off season for another 3 or 4 weeks. Drop down to a cruise for like 6 weeks or so, clean out, and then like I'll start prep kind of, uh, and then um, like but like I won't really be dieting for like the first chunk of time
what?
that I'm back on drugs, and
What does
then
that
like when I
mean?
do a
What does that
show.
consist of? The not dieted.
Well, I mean, like it'll just be a little bit more off season time. Like
Oh,
usually,
more.
so I don't know what you usually do, but everyone's a little different. What I usually do is like I'll like push up my weight as high as I can in the off season. I'll try to hold that throughout a cruise period, and then
Okay.
we'll go directly into a diet and a deficit at like 14 weeks out or 16 weeks out or something like that, right? But what I'm going to do this year is like cruise and then a kind of moderate push up and then start dieting a little later because I kind of did that in 2021 and it worked pretty well because like we started at like 20 weeks out. That's when Blue took things over for me. So
Damn.
that was like I was ready by like 7, and that's with like a chunk of time in there where I gained like 7 pounds first couple weeks. It
Yeah.
was I'm probably only going to be like dieting for like 10 weeks this year.
Did you say
So
you're 300 pounds?
uh,
Does anybody else have your type of conditioning at 300 pounds?
Uh,
Not his height probably no. I don't think that's his height.
Jordan was about as lean as I am right now last year at 300. He's like a tiny bit taller than me. Um, Jordan Hutchinson.
Mhm.
And I mean, I'm sure he'll get back up there shortly. He's just been sick for like weeks now. Um, but
I don't
I don't
think
know, man.
I
I
don't.
feel like a lot of guys are pretty big and pretty fucking lean nowadays. It's not that uncommon anymore.
I don't think Jordan was as lean as this, bro, at 300.
That
But
looks hard. That's pretty hard for 300.
yeah, I could say I saw Felix. Well, Felix is like 310, but
Felix is like crazy. He's super heavy.
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
he's like 305 now, and he's like, I don't know, maybe a half inch taller than me. I'm trying to remember where he was like island wise when I saw him in Texas.
Yeah, I think he's 5'10", something like that.
Yeah,
But
I was like,
but he looks tall. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but he looks like he has long limbs, and structurally, even though he's not that much taller than you, it looks like he has a lot more structure to fill out for some reason. I don't know why,
yeah,
right?
I know what you
You
mean.
know, which is kind of
Particularly from behind, like from the side, he's super dense. From the front, pretty damn good. And but from behind, I think he's still got a lot of like lat to like fill in under his armpits.
yeah,
Thickness wise, he's good, but I mean, like us, most of us white guys, like he's just gonna keep on getting bigger, and it'll come
yeah, yeah.
eventually.
He doesn't have as full round muscle bellies as you do. You know, so huh?
That's part of it, I think.
Same with Jordan, right? So they actually have to be really big to look big, right? If that makes sense. Whereas some guys could be the same weight and look so much fuller and rounder. I think that's why you look so much more filled out because you have a rounder, stockier look to you, even though you're taller than you look, which is a good thing. I think in bodybuilding, you don't want to look tall. You want to be tall, but you don't want to look tall, right? That makes sense.
I had some people at the gym say to me yesterday that like they thought I was like really short, and they were
Me
like
too.
surprised by how tall I was when they saw me in person.
Me too. Yeah, yeah. That USA's you were getting ready for. Um, I thought you was like part Asian. First of all, no offense. I'm sorry. Uh, I don't know if that offends you, but I thought you were like I think you were part Asian, and I thought you were like 5'5". Honestly, it's just how it looked at the time. So I saw you. I was like, I don't think he's Asian, and
Big
I
head,
I
dude.
think so.
Big
Huh?
head. I'm telling you.
Oh, you said big head. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
why.
you're on the tall side, man. You look about 5'10". You look about 5'10" in person. So
No,
that's
I'm under 5'9", definitely.
when was the
My
last time
height.
you
What's that?
when was the last time you took your height?
Actually, at the USA's, they weighed us in, and I was like, "Fuck it, yeah, you measure my height." I was like 5'8 3/4, just because they had all the shit there for the classic guys, and yeah, that's so I'm not that tall.
You're you're shorter in contest shape though. You know that, right?
Yeah,
That's what I've heard from classic guys. I don't get heighted, so I don't know. But from what I heard, they're always guys also usually think they're taller. So in the real world, if you think you're 5'9", you're probably 5'8". Because you always you know you know. Then you see a girl like, "Hey, I'm 5'8", and you're like, "What?" You look like you're 6 foot, right? Because when you get the real 5'8", you realize that guys who are 5'8" aren't really 5'8". So this is why you're so tall, because you're the only one that's like being true to your height, whereas every guy your height is saying they're 5'11".
6 foot tall and tender.
Bro, bodybuilding skips from 5'9" to 6 foot. I swear, nobody's 5'10". Nobody any guy taller than 5'9", or he's a 6-footer. You know, these 6-foot guys. I'm like, how is Akeem 6 foot? Like, on what planet is Akeem 6 foot? Yeah, he doesn't say that, but
definitely not, bro. He's like my height.
I think you might be a little bit taller than him, if anything. But yeah, he's definitely not.
How tall is Andrew Jack?
Oh, he's tall.
That's a
actually
legitimate guy.
That's a tall
Yeah,
dude.
he's
I was
actually
like
tall.
this. I was like, can we take a picture?
Shit, he might be underselling himself. I don't even know what he says he is, but whatever he says he is, it looks taller to me. Whatever he thinks, you know. So he might be underselling. He's also so wide, but that guy's a different kind of dude. You know, it looks like he's in a different sport. Just being up there, he almost doesn't look like a bodybuilder. It looks like something else. That it just looks like an oversized athlete. Is what
I
it
feel
looks
like you fit in that category, Betty, because you're pretty big too.
Right.
You're tall and big, and
If I get more muscular, I think it
He's
would
got
look
more
impressive.
long limbs too. Like Andrew's got really long arms, and that's one of the like he looks like he's a super jacked up wide receiver or something.
Yeah, yeah, you know, and then things get strange because when you look like that, then it's like you got to get bigger, but it's like you're pretty fucking big, bro. But it still appears that way. His arms might measure the biggest. I don't actually know this, but let's say his arms measure 23 inches or 24 inches. But it's like in the side poses, you're like, he could use more arms. But it's like, you know, because of the long limb thing, you know. So I could kind of relate with it. I've seen people on YouTube say I need more arms, and I'm like, I can see how you could say that just because the long limbs. But I don't know. The arm's pretty big, man. That's not something I'm focused. So something I'm focused on, you know. But you'll never, if you're tall, it's gonna be a battle. If you have the legs though, that helps because I think Andrew has good legs personally. I think that helps a lot. All right, let's pull up. Speaking of, we got to cover more amateurs, man.
World of bodybuilding.
I want to do a better job with the amateurs. So, I'm sorry, not amateurs.
Yeah.
Newer pros and amateurs. I feel like everybody's covering the top pros already. So, well, he's technically top pro. You know what I'm trying to say?
He's done 3 shows already.
Yeah. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm saying the like newer pros. I would say
the fresh meat.
exactly. Yeah, yo.
Whenever I was like I used to hear people call it like their freshman year, their sophomore year, their junior year of bodybuilding, like the first, second, third.
Yeah. Stu is a junior, right?
Junior.
Okay. But yeah, look how much taller he looks than Stu, and he's really not really taller than Stu, barely if at all. But he looks like tall, you know. It's just
Does he have a most muscular pose
let's see.
to compare? I feel like his torso might be longer.
Do you see what I mean? He's heavier than Stu at around the same height, but look at the proportions,
Mm-hmm.
right? Isn't that's strange, you know?
Maybe I'm part black, dude. I don't know. Muscle bellies are important.
Yeah.
But his conditioning at 305 is just good.
Oh yeah, it's very good. I mean, there's not many people in this condition at this height, you know. But and look, his arms are big, but when you got like long arms, it's different. It's different. Like the way Stu's arms are around, even the leg, his legs are good too. But like the roundness of Stu's legs it's a little different. So genetics, man, it's just
Yeah, like look at his right leg, his quad.
I noticed that the
It's
sweep.
like flatter than the left one.
I've noticed that for a while.
I don't know.
Even on
I
stage,
remember he injured, like I believe it was a quad. Like I don't I might be thinking of Jonathan Withers actually. I'm not sure. But that kind of looks like maybe an injury or something. It's just a little less full.
it you know how Paul has one of Paul's legs has like a straight sweep, This isn't like Paul is older, obviously. This isn't as severe, but it's like one side is like straight down, right? Like kind of like a. I mean, it's still big. It's just a different shape for
It's like
sure.
less separated. Like I have that same problem because my right leg is the same as Felix's. Like there's less detail in my right leg, but it's because since I got in the sport, I prop my left leg up for my front poses. So that front leg is getting different type of, I guess, contractions or whatever stimulation. So my
Yeah,
left side looks prettier than my right side. So
that's one thing I hate about bodybuilding. It's like as you get older, you gain some things, right? Like muscle maturity, a harder look. Hopefully, you bring up body parts, but you lose something. Like when you're in your 20s, there's a different pop. There's a different look to the skin. So you're gaining just to lose something else, right? It's weird. You look at Dexter in his 30s, 40s, 50s. He's aging a little slower than everybody, but still, 20s is like he's lighter, but he's so much rounder that he looks just as big. Then he gets harder and more separated and heavier on a scale, but it's like a flatter look. You know, it's weird, but the body changes. Same with Jay 2001 versus 2009. He's so much better in a lot of ways, but then he doesn't have the same shape. You know, the same roundness. You give a little, you take a little. You can't have it all. You know, can't have it all. So
unless you're Samson Dauda.
yeah, he looks his physique look like it's still 20, but he's getting more mature and bigger. Yeah, that's yeah. There's exceptions. He
But you've
looks the
been
same.
bodybuilding for 10 years now, right? 11, right?
It's not that long
Barely
though.
that long.
Yeah, that's not that long. I know one of my friends. I think his name Jordan. His Instagram is Mr. Peterson, something like that. He did the USA's. You know what I'm talking about?
Maybe.
Well,
Bring him
anyway.
up. Let's look at him.
Oh yeah,
Dr.
yeah. Let's do that.
Peterson?
Yeah, good idea. Let's. I was just talking about covering amateurs,
Yeah. Let's
but
see who
I'm sure you
Mr.
know this guy.
Peterson is.
What the fuck?
Is
I'm
it
sure you know this guy.
Chase?
What the fuck? Didn't I just see him? Am I spelling it wrong?
Chase
Uh
Peterson?
oh. Is that his name? Damn, he's not coming up. Let me see if Chase comes up.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Okay, I'll put. I'll send him a message recently. So let me see. I could pull him up right now. I thought it was Mr. Peterson. What's his name? Yeah, Mr. Peterson. Am I on the right account? All right, Mr. Peterson. What did it pop? Bro, what the fuck? I don't know. He's not
Man,
coming up. I
you
know
and
what to
your
do.
fucking search engine struggles, man.
I'm gonna do it this way. I'll look at notifications. Y'all can't see what I'm doing, right?
No.
Okay. Can't be too safe out here. All right, found him. Found him. This guy. You know this guy, Stu?
Um,
No.
oh
This
yeah,
is
what show did he do? Did he do USA's?
he did do your says, but
Yeah, I've seen him before. Yeah.
he posted this, and this is 2014. And shit, I thought he looked pretty good 2014, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, and then he told me he did his first show 2010. I'm like, God damn! I'm like, how long you been competing, brother? It's a long
I
time
was
ago, brother.
I was in middle school in 2010.
You see what I mean? You
The
know,
fuck?
Middle
but
school.
then
Yeah, I
that's crazy.
How
graduated.
old are you?
I just turned 28.
Oh, okay, okay.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's wild to be. And he's a good bodybuilder. If this is how he looked in 2014, I mean that's pretty impressive. If he looked like this 11 years ago, you know that's
Right,
wild.
but like compare that to what he looks like now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's still a big
And it's
difference. Yeah.
like, what have you been doing for 10 years? I'm not bagging on the guy because like I know that like usually like the explanation is like life happens, you have a family, job problems, like just,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
most people, like putting bodybuilding number one above everything else is just not practical. So,
No, it's not feasible. Now, granted, he's a lot bigger than he was, but I don't think he's been competing regularly. Besides, as you would say, I don't remember the last time I saw him on stage. So there were definitely gaps in there, you know.
yeah, what
But
confuses me is like the gaps thing. Okay, I understand why you're not making like big bounds of progress, right?
mhm.
But unless you're taking like long, protracted off seasons. But
Yeah,
like if you're competing at like the national level every year at the same size, like dude, move a weight class up. Like you need to be
you
bigger
could go up.
because
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what it is most of the time, right? I mean, if you're at the top of the heavyweights and you look stringy and you're 5'10", you probably need to be like 240 on stage.
yeah,
So
yeah,
take the time and actually grow into your body and look good.
yeah. Most of the time that happens, I honestly just think the person isn't pushing hard enough as far as getting out of their comfort zone and really pushing the food up. But some
Yeah,
people, I don't like to use this excuse, but some people's body it doesn't respond the way you think it should.
that is also true. Yeah.
You know,
I
somebody that
think
comes to
that happens at different points for everybody. Like,
yeah,
maybe, based on your genetics and no matter how much shit you take and how hard you work, the biggest you're ever going to be on stage is like 220. And that's just
exactly,
what it is.
exactly.
And maybe like for me, it'll be like 260 or 255. I don't know. The highest
Hmm.
I've ever been is like 250. So like you reach a point of like a plateau point, no matter who you are,
Yeah, yeah,
because we're all kind of doing the same stuff. There's not some magic secret French Increlex that's going to like put 10 pounds of muscle on you. And if there is,
yeah.
you can't afford it. So
No,
there's just
there,
only so far you can go.
there were the time that I used to call bullshit and be like, nah, bullshit. You could be heavier, and to some extent, I still believe that because, like I said, I believe most people aren't doing what it takes. But let's say two people that come to mind, and they've both been competing for a long time, longer than me, is Jason Coley and Brett, Apex Brett. And I've seen some of Jason's off seasons, and I've seen how hard he pushed food, drugs, everything, and he gets bigger, but not really. You're like, damn, I would think like he'll show me his entire plan. And I know he's a nut. I know he's doing it. He's not bullshitting me. And I'm looking. I'm like, it feels like you're growing, but the pace is so slow, and he's working a lot harder than a lot of people I know that are going way faster, you know. Look what Joe has done in the last 3, 4 years. Yes, he goes hard, but Jason is eating just as much food and training just as hard, you know. Apex Brett, he's been at the top of the heavies for I don't know 6 years. He works with Compton. I know what Compton has to do. I've seen him train. The guy trains fucking hard, and he can't figure it out. It's me and the boys sometimes talk about it. We're like, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm watching. I'm like, is he really training hard or is he just strong? And I'm like, it looks pretty hard to me. I think he's doing what it takes. His body just is like doesn't want to grow, get past 225, bro. Like, he even pushed up to like 280, bro, in the off season, and it's like, he's gonna be a super this year. No, it wasn't a super. I don't know. Like, maybe they need more drugs. I don't fucking know because they're doing everything right. Cody don't need more drugs. No more drugs, Cody. You good on the drugs?
Focus on 2 grams of test. Very proud of
you,
it.
you don't need to. If anything, Cody's metabolism is so fast that high test it might be forcing him to need more food. Right? It might be actually holding. I don't know. You think that's possible? Metabolism too fast.
I think that's true to a certain extent. Like taking more drugs will ramp up your metabolism, but I don't know.
Oh, true.
I don't
Yeah. Oh,
know.
true. That.
Up the
I,
HGH.
GH definitely keeps you leaner, but it keeps you growing as well. My
Yeah.
my my drugs are a bit higher this year, and this is the first year that I'm not able to gain more weight. Like I'm upping my food and I'm staying leaner and not gaining weight, which I'm fine with because I don't want to gain fat. I want to gain muscle. But like 296, no matter how much I increase my food, I wake up at 296. Have a cheat meal, 296. So it's like because the I guess the drugs are maybe keeping me a little tighter. I'm learning that I do have like a, I'm feeling like some of you guys that have to eat so much and can't, usually, it's the opposite. I'm like, I'm gaining too much weight. I got to hold back, so I think the drugs could maybe run you a little faster to the point that it might be, you need so much calories, you might not be able to keep up with it. That
Yeah,
makes
but
sense.
I mean, you need calories, but if you're essentially like probably reclumping right there,
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
which I mean, because if you're not gaining any weight and you're staying tight and you're slamming more food at yourself,
You're growing
like it's
still.
got to be coming from somewhere.
I agree. Yeah, yeah. That's why I don't mind. I feel like you're just putting on. I'm also not taking anything that holds a water. So I'm not taking any orals. I'm on EQ, Mast, and Test. Right. So if I was on like Anadrol and Deca, I could just gain 10 pounds just for the fuck of it. But now whatever I'm gonna get is gonna be like tissue, contractile tissue. How the smart guy say it.
Big word. Getting your hair cut.
So
Bust
so.
out the button up.
But like you said, the
But
calories. Mhm.
isn't this putting you in a position so that way you don't have to eat like a bird come showtime?
Exactly that's what I think is a perfect scenario. If I can keep upping my food and not gaining any fat, ooh, that's a beautiful thing because now I would hope that I could eat a little bit more. I don't think I could eat like what Stu eats, but if I could diet on 2,000 calories, that's a win. I think that's a win. That's shit, right? That's some kind of win. So so basically, the moral of the story is if all else fails, take more drugs, baby.
Dude, I mean, honestly, if you haven't tried it at some point, give it a go for a little bit. And if it doesn't work, then, don't do that again. I mean, for you, it seems to be working. For me, honestly, I'm taking more drugs than I'm kind of comfortable taking as like a consistent thing
Yeah,
right now. But I know that I'm not going to do this for, 3 years straight. I might do this for like this year if it gets me enough tissue.
exactly. Um,
So I know it's a temporary thing, and it has been working. And I think you have to be really big already in order to actually utilize all the shit that you're taking. But you know, give it a try. If it doesn't work, then don't keep doing it.
well, we did preface it by saying we already exhausted the other variables. I think that's the important part because if you haven't actually ate, then up in the drugs won't do anything. But if I'm saying that I'm eating as I was eating as much as I possibly could, right? Already, right? So increasing the food, and that's when the drugs help. Whereas you're always eating a big excess of calories. So if you exhaust all the other variables, then you up the drugs. That actually usually does work. It's just that most people up the drugs first and don't change the other variable. That's why most people that take shit ton of drugs don't actually get anything from it. So you said you're taking more than you're comfortable with. I'm taking more than I'm
I mean,
comfortable even.
it's not like unheard of. I think I've said on here one of
You
like
did
my
say.
total milligrams. I'm not using any orals, but total, it's like right around 3,000 milligrams a week, which is,
No, that's not bad.
but it's like 600 to 800 milligrams more per week than I've done in the past,
Yeah.
generally. I mean, I know that guys do this, right? But
Mhm.
I've been able to keep my blood work pretty tidy on like that lower level of drugs. And, when I get my blood work done in like a month here, I'll see what it looks
So,
like and, see if I can maintain everything on this higher amount of shit. but again, in my mind, this is a temporary thing. So
Shit.
I can kind of rationalize it.
I'm taking more. I'm taking more gear that I'm comfortable even saying how much. But but once again, that's all relative. I've taken more than this before when I was obviously like just stupid and didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But that doesn't count. Like nothing counts until you actually know what you're doing. That shit don't count. So now I'm actually getting something from it. Whereas that if you do that right out the gate, you're not really getting shit from it. But listen, there's people taking more or less. Is relative to us, we feel like it's a lot, but the truth is, it's not a lot to Jason.
Yeah.
Jason.
And so, like, for everybody who fucking asks, like, what do the pros take? I mean, I think I'm taking slightly above average right now. I think before I was taking about average doses of drugs. I'm pushing a little higher for right now, temporarily. Um, but there's probably a standard deviation there of like 1,000 milligrams in either direction. If your average is like 2 grams, it's going to be anywhere from like 1,500 to 2,500 for like the
Or
good shit.
total, yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's safe to say average national to pro level doses. If like you said, there's gonna be highs and lows. Hey, what's up, Rafe?
What's up, guys?
I forgot to
So
send you a link. My bad.
I was sitting there falling asleep, and then I got on the Instagram and saw you said something. I'm like, oh shit.
No, you good. I'm the worst host, man. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But yeah, but if you had to average a number from all the highs and lows, or throw out the highs, throw out the lows, and find average, I would say 12 to 1,500 tests, and then like 600 something else, and then like six to
it's got to
10.
be universal because like a bunch of people are on like the Masteron bandwagon
Oh
right
yeah.
now. They
So
can't
flip
do
that. So then that would be like 600 tests, and
Yeah,
a gram of Masteron.
two. Who knows?
Oh, I don't know why I said oh like it's dangerous or something, but that just it feels wrong to me.
Yeah,
Pinning.
it's so contrary to like everything you learned on the internet, on the forums when you were
Yeah.
like getting into this shit. Like, why would you never take that
Why would you
much
do?
acid? It's like it
I,
works for some guys.
I mean, this is the first time I've done masked off season, and I like it, but in conjunction with the high test and the EQ. If I just did, I guess we don't know till we try it, but I have a hard time trying 500 tests and a gram and a half of Masteron. That's just, first of all, the expense is like, expense is gonna shoot up your expenses a bit, and
Yeah, one of the main reasons why people take mostly testosterone in an off season is because it's cheap and they're saving up their money for when they have to buy a bunch of shit for prep.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, just that's what they got to do.
Let's try it, bro. Let, let's do a comparison. Next off season, let's do.
Max, lose all our hair, become
Hey,
bald ED educators with online universities.
well, it seems to work well for him, other than being bald. But I mean, shit, I feel like
Well,
that's inevitable.
he's been bald since he was like 25. That's not what's happening.
You know, he's bald.
For anyone who
But
doesn't know, we're talking about John Jewett, and I mean he has this is like on his website. I'm not a member of his website, but I've like seen snippets of it, and like when he jumped from 212 to open, and it was like it was probably like a 20-25 pound gain or
mhm.
something like that, because probably 20 pounds or so. Like he in most of his off season anabolics were just mastering. So that's why we're saying, like, yeah, it appears to be working really well for him.
Yeah,
And we're not throwing shade for the hair thing. It's just low hanging fruit, I guess.
it's hard for me to imagine that Masteron could add so much tissue.
Yeah.
It is really hard for me to imagine, but He said he used to.
I'm a big fan of it, and you can run it similar to Masteron. You can run high doses of it without feeling awful.
Primo?
Primobolan, yeah.
Yeah.
The issue with Primo is it's painful. You have to shoot a lot of it. So
Costs more.
yeah,
No,
again, money.
Yeah.
no matter where I get Primo, I'm always gonna think, what if it's not Primo? I don't know. It's just, I always think that, bro. I don't care. I don't care if I get it from fucking Ronnie Coleman. I'm gonna. I don't care if Ronnie Coleman gives me his stash. I'm gonna just be like, is it Primo though? What if what if it's just fucking Testy? You know, like the fuck. So in the back of my, I know. I think Compton kind of still does. Compton just doesn't trust Primo. He's like, I just don't buy it. I don't. He doesn't believe that 90% of the Primo is Primo. So he doesn't even throw it. He doesn't even throw it in there. And I get it, because what he said is that when he did actual Primo, it felt so different that it really made him question, like, I don't think none of this shit is Primo. Right? Imagine if somebody gave you Primo and all of a sudden you look like a different human being. You're like, what the fuck? So what the fuck was that I've been doing the whole time? You know, that'll throw you off. So
I'm pretty confident that what I've used in the past is actually Primo.
Okay.
And it's got like this kind of dry, it's a non-estrogenic, anti-estrogenic drug in some ways. And like you get like a fullness and a roundness to your muscle that you don't get from Masteron, which is why I prefer it. If I were to like run Masteron as like a main anabolic if I was prepping for a show, I don't think you get that same kind of fullness, just that look, that you and like outlining imaginary round delts here, that you get from Primo.
Yeah.
Yeah, all I use is Primo.
Oh yeah.
So when I've used Masteron, say that again?
You used like the ampules or just
No, I've been on my source since 2021 and I haven't changed sources. So I feel like if my Primo was test, I might have some side effects. But again, we don't know. But I think, like what you said with the Primo, it's just like roundness, fullness, crazy pumps. I get vascular, I do get leaner. But on Masteron, I don't feel anything. And I know it's like for us women, it's kind of like a hardener agent. And I just felt nothing. So I'm a big
androgenic than Primo is. But actually, don't quote me on that.
Say that again?
Practice, it seems to be in practice. I think it's more androgenic for women. Masteron.
Allegedly.
But I think a lot of coaches maybe don't know better. Will just be like, Masteron and Primo are pretty similar drugs when I take them, and they're like dudes, right? So like we can kind of use these interchangeably because they are kind of similar.
Yeah. Girls have a wide variety when it comes to like genetics. Some girls could virilize. Is that how you call it? Virilization. That's the real word, right? I didn't make
I
that
think
up.
so.
Virilization. Some women can take 10 milligrams of Anavar and get some not pleasant changes. And I mean, I've had clients run all types of shit and get no side effects, but just results. So it's really person to person dependent. I had let me not talk about the cycles.
I turned pro off of just Anavar, Winstraw, and Clan. So
There we go. Yeah. I think it's possible, but I think it's definitely possible. Like let's say Shanique Grant. I don't believe Shanique Grant ever did anything harsh at all.
Dude, no, they don't.
Yeah.
Blue has a client who name obviously, but a female bodybuilder, and she doesn't take fucking anything. She takes like 100 mgs of Primo a week, and she won't go above 1 unit of growth hormone, and that is it. She won't use cleanse. She won't use Anavar. She won't use anything. That is it. And she's a women's open bodybuilder. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
fucking gigantic. She's black.
That's gonna play to the advantage.
Yeah, but the only thing I think of is like maybe she's doing that currently, but is that how she got to the point where she's at? No.
That's a good question. Um, Based on the way Blue was talking about it, I would assume she's probably been very cautious the entire time because, like, he's tried to convince her to, like, do other very safe stuff because it's fucking nothing, right? But frankly, she doesn't seem to need to.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes it's hard to believe. I had a training partner. Her name was Jen, and she was taking growth and Anavar, and that was pretty much all she took. If you saw her, you would never believe that. You would never believe that because she was extremely muscular. She had huge arms. Like she was built like a physique pro, basically. But I also knew what she was doing because she was getting it from a friend of mine, Billy. She was getting it from Billy. No,
How old is she at the time?
20. I was like 25, so she was maybe like 23, something like that.
This is where just genetics plays so much of a role, man. How you can assimilate these drugs, how they work in your body.
Yeah,
I always go back to that because I train a lot of clients and I got guys that have been trying for so long. I'm like, bro, this just ain't your sport. Or,
yeah,
it
yeah.
just nothing's going to work. We've tried everything.
100%.
Now,
Let's say when she,
you can
huh?
only coach what you can see and what they're telling you. So you don't know if they're doing X, Y, and Z. But
That is true.
everybody, in my opinion, is going to be doing as much of the protocols as you tell or more. They're not going to do less most of the time. I mean, you get the one-offs that will, but they're usually vocal about it. But
Yeah. But then even so, if your genetics are good enough, I have clients I've turned pro that told me I was cheating on the diet or I didn't do the cardio, but they still beat everybody. So not to say that you should do that, but like you said, you don't know what they're really doing. You could fuck up and still be the best person just because you're that superior to them genetically. Unfortunately. So the girl I'm talking about, Jen, when she's off cycle, which was most of the year, she was off cycle more than she was on cycle. She's more muscular than some of the guys at the gym. It was LA Fitness, so she's more muscular than all the guys at the gym. You know, but who the fuck would believe that? Who would believe that this 23-year-old girl is stronger and more muscular than all the guys at the gym on Anavar and most of the time nothing? Nobody's gonna buy that. So everybody just assumed she was on big cycles, right? And I probably would have assumed that if I didn't know her. So
well,
genetics is just nice.
Melissa and I talk about it all the time because she has clients too, and you wouldn't believe what Melissa the minimal amount she takes to be who she is. You just tie everything else up. Plus, you got good genetics. You're in the gym. You're very consistent. It's always the same thing. It's very easy to regulate, and then you got good genetics.
You
Yeah.
know what the secret is? Stack cabinet.
The
What?
bro, the snack cabinet. We're gonna have to do a YouTube on the snack cabinet.
What's that?
Melissa.
Melissa's snack cabinet.
Oh,
It's a pantry of just snacks that I really can't get into because I'll get fat, but she can have them every night.
At the time Dana Lynn Bailey was Miss Olympia, when she would talk about being natural, I thought it was so far fetched. In hindsight, they weren't nearly as muscular as they are now, and she was kind of
I don't remember
soft.
what she
Like
looked
she
like.
wasn't hard, huh?
Yeah.
I don't remember what they looked like back then.
It's
Like
hard to
the
remember that for her, but
it's
like
like
she wasn't that hard. She wasn't crazy muscular. Now, if somebody looked like that now, I think we would believe they were natural. I don't know what she does or doesn't do, but it wouldn't be so unbelievable to hear that now. You would be like, with the right genetics, yeah, that's not that it's not that unheard of.
yeah.
So in hindsight, and she looks the same now, and she doesn't even train for bodybuilding. She's doing like CrossFit and shit, right? She's doing like random shit. So imagine she looks just as muscular now, not training like a bodybuilder as she did back then. That
What is
that kind
what
of
is I'm looking at pictures of her, and she's like, her conditioning is like a she looks like a top level amateur women's physique competitor. You
Can you
know,
share it?
who like
Can you
just turned pro.
can
What's
you
that?
share that on my screen?
Let me just send you the link and you can open it up. Are you on your laptop?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're gonna IG, you gonna send it to me?
No, I was just Google searching it. Uh,
Oh. Can you send that
show
can
my
you send that link
page.
to my IG? Because my
Oh,
my WhatsApp is it's not currently downloaded on my PC for some reason. Yeah, but if that was now, I think most of us would have believed it. Maybe not the 16-year-olds that think everybody is on gear, but for us, we would have been like, yeah, that's possible, you know. So times change, you know. Genetics is always going to be. You sent it?
I sent the picture on there.
Okay, let me see.
When I started getting more serious about bodybuilding after I competed the first time, I had put I don't know her name. I think it starts with a C, but it's Jordan Peters' girlfriend or
Oh,
wife.
Corin. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
She, man, her glutes striated notches like crazy. That's what I wanted to achieve because it's just
Yeah, yeah.
the
Oh yeah,
it's like the max level.
yeah. Let me see. I'm gonna pull it up. I mean, she's she's in shape, but she's not big at all.
And she's not like
She
built, you know.
Yeah. She has good insertions. She has good flow. She's in shape, but it doesn't look crazy ridiculous to me. It looks good though. This to me would look like something on the mild side. Like I said, I don't know what she did or didn't do, but this would look like a mild cycle in my opinion, if
It
it
looks
was a
like a
cycle.
orals only cycle, like no injectables,
I could
no
see, yeah,
primo. Yeah,
I could see this being VAR, Brini, and Novadex.
Maybe,
yeah.
maybe that's why she claims she's natural because it wasn't injectable.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's true. Yes, some people go that route. If I have a client on Clen T3 and GH, I kind of consider them natural, even like peptides and stuff. I kind of consider like I wouldn't say I wouldn't say like you're using gear, right? I would just be
You're
like,
wild
nah.
stuff with a credit card, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, until you add VAR and Winnie in there, you know, you could do some Novadex, you could do some Clan T3
Well,
GH.
it's not real cash, it's just that crypto that you're giving them.
Exactly. All right, do we got anything going on in the industry
Uh, no
that worth
classics,
covering?
4.5
I was
weeks
looking
ago.
at the men's open schedule starting in the spring, and man, I think there's like 10 weeks where there's a show, or 10 or 12 weeks straight, there's a show every single weekend for men's
Man,
open. I was checking it out. Thought that was
okay.
pretty intense.
So which one are you gonna do?
I ain't doing this year.
Oh, okay, next
So
year.
I got some news.
But,
Next week I'm going to Ohio Surgery Center for my hernia. So Thursday I
oh,
get my hernia repaired.
Wow.
You
oh,
go to Ohio.
The doc that did Rami, CBUM.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I did 3 consults here in town with surgeons, and no, I'm going to the specialist that works on bodybuilders.
Yeah.
Michaela
I
Aycock had it done there, Fuad, Phil Heath.
I
what does
have a
that
hernia.
entail?
What's that?
How do you repair hernia exactly?
There's a ton of different ways. This guy just does a local 15 minutes, just puts you out, local shots, sews it up, and he's done. He doesn't do laparoscopic. He says I could be back in the gym in a week lifting 100% in 1 week.
Really?
Yeah. He's done
Oh
100 of
shit!
these bodybuilders. So he's like
Holy fuck!
75. I'm excited, man, because it's the right dude, hopefully, you know?
Yeah,
Hernia
yeah, good to hear.
surgeries aren't actually super invasive, and the recovery times aren't bad. unless it's like super bad, I guess. But
I've seen some that get really bad with the fucking mesh that they use. That could be really bad, but
oh yeah,
that's usually for overweight people, not bodybuilders, right? That's why they use the mesh. So, what
Wait,
we
what kind?
playoffs do?
yeah. Garrett Danzy, a
Mm,
friend of mine here in
yeah,
Dallas. You guys
I know
probably
Garrett.
he got it done like a year ago or something like that,
Mm,
and he was back in the gym quick.
yeah,
Like a week later, week and a half maybe.
it was all kind of the part of the plan. Get through this show, do my rebound, get on a little break, and man, it's all tied together perfectly. So couldn't have worked out better timing wise. So
Wait, what kind of hernia did you say it was?
I have a belly button hernia.
Okay, okay.
And it was
Is it called an
Never heard of
umbilical
that.
hernia?
umbilical hernia. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
what
the
I
one.
have.
Okay, yeah. All right.
I've had it my whole life, but it didn't really show through here till about 2 years ago.
Oh hey, on the left there in the middle, Dwayne Quamina.
Oh yeah, he's making a comeback.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
King Q, yeah.
How do you
He
say his name, Stu?
Dwayne Quamina or
Oh,
Quamina.
okay.
yeah.
Here,
Oh,
click on his profile, King Q.
Yeah.
At the top, up,
there you
up.
go.
There you go. Okay,
Boom.
go to the post that he put up most recently. There's a picture
What?
of him.
Which
And I'm
one?
a keep going. Yeah, on the left.
Oh, this one.
So this
I was.
dude, this was like his guest posting he did at the Cascading Classic up in Oregon. It was
Yeah,
so fucking bad. People still
but
talk about how fat he was at the show.
that was his
And then
style though. He was super old school, like with his training, diet, and everything. The way he trains, like by today's standards, everybody would be like cringing, like what the fuck is that?
Yeah,
At the
it's
time,
retarded. I can't believe he hasn't hurt himself badly.
well, at the time it wasn't normal, but it was more acceptable to train that way, right?
Right.
Now, like, because he's back on the scene now. Now, as he shares some of these training videos, and it might go viral at this point because people are gonna be like, "What the fuck am I watching?" His training is pretty wild, but it looks like it works for him.
Yeah.
I don't
He's
know how long.
legitimately strong. And by the way, he's not old school with his diet. He just cheats on his diet a
Uh,
lot.
Damn.
So
but he would get in shape when it's time to get in shape. He wasn't
yeah,
like
in spite of all of that, trust me.
it's crazy. Hey, we just talked about it, right? Genetics, you know,
Yeah.
like I would argue his style of training doesn't work for 99% of people. Especially he's not a spring chicken. I would assume he's mid late 30s.
I think so. Yeah.
So that style of training, you shouldn't even physically be able to do it. I don't think I could physically train like that anymore. But I mean, let me see. Does he post
Hey,
training
he got
often?
the good primo in him. That's what it is.
Let me see
Oh
if
yeah,
if there's
he
a
hardly takes shit as well. Like he doesn't like shots, so he forgets to
wait.
take them.
His name sounds Nigerian. Don't tell me he's Nigerian. Probably
I don't know, man. It might be.
sounds like a Nigerian last name.
He's a
I want to see.
212, right? So he's not super tall.
No, no, he's not tall at all. I want to see some training. Is what I want to see. Oh boy,
It's the rows. Do the rows on the Smith.
you don't see you don't see this no more. This is what you used to see at YMCA
I
or
remember.
Bally Total.
I remember
Bally
doing that.
Total.
Yeah, I remember doing that at Bally's when I was like 18.
Bro, that's exactly what I definitely did exactly this at Bally's. You know, that was and you would curl the hundreds. Yeah, that was how you did it at the
And
time.
I don't have to do any shrugs ever now.
Me neither. If I do it, it's like 80s, and I'm like this with dumbbells,
Yeah,
super
yeah,
slow. But yeah, this guy was doing. I want to find more of that crazy shit. Oh yeah, this is gonna be nice. Oh
This is the
yeah.
one. This is the
Oh yeah.
one.
Oh yeah.
Slam. I love it.
He gonna break that
Like,
machine. Is what he's
honestly,
gonna do.
like it's on a Smith machine and he's bouncing it, but that's legitimately super strong. Like
Oh
Oh
he's got
yeah,
yeah.
like 5 or 6 plates on there. That's retarded.
Oh no, he's strong.
I
He's
can just feel
strong.
my elbows and my shoulders going to shit right there. Just watching.
Oh man, this is vintage. This is old school shit right here. I
I'm
got
excited for him.
me too. It's fun to watch people like this. I don't know why it's so fun to watch. I don't know, but it's fun. It's fun to watch people train like this for some reason.
You
I
know
like
why
seeing
I'm
that.
excited for this comeback? It's
How's that?
because Blue is going to be venting to me and Rafe about how he hasn't been following this or he cheated on that or
Oh, he's with Blue. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
yeah. Blue coached him from like the
Oh,
jump back in like fuck, how long ago was that?
I think he was 16, wasn't it, when he was at the O?
Yeah, or no, it was 18.
18. Yeah.
But I mean,
I didn't
in
know
the
that.
course of like a couple of years, he went from like Joe Blow on the street to competing at the Olympia. It was really fast.
Oh, well, so he definitely cheating on his diet because
Well, didn't
Blue
he
keeps him
beat
lean.
Sean Clarita in that picture at the Dallas Europa?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he might.
Oh shit. Wait, is this is this off season or this is like time
No,
off?
yeah, this is like years off from training.
Oh, okay, okay. I mean, years off of training, that's not bad. Low key. That's
I
not bad.
mean,
This is how I used to look off season. This is like a lean off season to me.
That
Few
looks like
years
me
ago.
after a cheat meal.
yeah,
This is
wow.
that. This is after, yeah. This is after a pizza.
I just know
Yeah.
this is gonna be like fucking hilarious. Just talking to Blue about this guy. And he'll like
Oh,
he'll show up, right? But man, it's gonna be entertaining.
this. Well, I want to see more of this. He needs to keep posting these workouts. This is motivating. This is giving me flashbacks. The 2000s training, you know.
Is he doing 212 or open?
Oh, he's like 5'3". He's
Yeah,
like
but how
6 feet.
much does he weigh? He was,
You're pretty
Yeah, he
heavy.
was never even close to the cap, I don't think.
oh, okay.
Okay, okay, yeah, he had the 212. Hey, that's gonna spice up 212 because he the personality. I don't know if people remember he the personality as well.
Hmm.
Um, I don't think the guys at the time appreciated his personality, but I think that's good for I think that's good for the sport, man. I think we need people like that. You know, he wasn't he wasn't a dick. He's just like he's not. If you ask him a question, he's not gonna be like, oh, just hope the best guy wins. He's gonna just say what he actually, he's gonna say what he actually feels, and I think we appreciate that, as people who follow the sport, because you
Yeah,
don't always want to, huh?
he got like chirpy at the I think it was the 2018 Olympia press conference. It was the last Olympia he did, um, and there was some large like I think Flex Lewis like convinced him to like start talking smack to like Derek Lunsford or something like that. I don't remember the whole backstory, but he kind of ended up getting thrown under the bus because he was like talking some shit
Mm-hmm.
because he was convinced to do so by somebody else.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
but yeah, he does have a personality. He's entertaining.
I saw a video of Jose Raymond kind of like chewing him out a little bit. Jose is like the uncle though. He's gonna like he's gonna put you in your place if he feels some kind of way. He
Drunk
didn't,
uncle. Yeah.
yeah. But it seemed like a uncle kind of way. He didn't seem angry at him. He just seemed like he was trying to teach him like, yo, don't talk like that. More. He wasn't like, he wasn't like aggressively talking to him. He was just kind of like, hey, chill out. Let your physique do the talking type shit. But I don't mind that. I think it's good to have people talk personally. All right. A lot of people don't remember how Derek Lunsford used to talk when he. We gonna have to pull up some old interviews. Derek used to go off. Derek he used to talk that talk. Now he's like the opposite, man. I see on Guy's podcast, he's trying to bring that out of him, but he I don't think he has any interest of talking like that anymore. All right, y'all want to do some questions?
Sure.
That's everything, right? Well, let me just double check to make sure I didn't miss nothing.
Is the first show of the season? Oh, this the Arnold is the first show.
Yeah, it's in like
Mm-hmm.
4.5 weeks now, I think.
Are we gonna do any predictions when that gets close? Close.
Oh yeah, I think people's predictions are similar though.
So who do y'all have winning the Open?
Oh, I got Samson in there.
Oh yeah, gosh, I forgot he was in it.
I got,
You don't think Derek will? I don't know, but Derek's new coach and new training partner or trainer. That Brazilian dude is training Derek now. Y'all seen that?
Yeah. So I just think Samson is improving too fast. He looks like harder, bigger, leaner, and I don't think anybody's improving at that rate. So I think it's going to be hard to beat Sam. If he continues to keep doing this, I don't know if anybody's going to beat him anytime soon.
William Bonac's making some improvements too from his last show, from what I could see. But,
Yeah.
And so is William Bonac. No, sorry, you just said that. Curry. Yeah.
He looks
Curry too. Absolutely,
he looked really good.
Big jumps. Yeah, his legs were more diced in the last check-ins that I've ever seen him on stage.
Yeah, full though. There was like
full too.
I don't think he gets enough credit for his.
I don't think so either, man.
Yeah, look at his age. Look at his shape. His legs were a weakness. I got to be honest. I don't believe his legs are a weakness anymore. Separation maybe, but bro, his legs are not small. Like what? I think he has good legs. Like he doesn't have fucking Martin legs, but I don't think his legs are like undersized right now. I think his legs are where they should be.
There's 7 top 5s for me.
Yeah. Did a lot of.
I want to
Carlos, man.
I want to see Carlos up there, like third or fourth, but
I want to see it. I've never seen Carlos this locked in, this confident, this motivated.
And he's made a ton of improvements too.
Yeah, that's a good sign. If he's in that headspace, there's a reason why he's in that headspace, and it's gonna. I think it's gonna. I definitely think it's gonna be his best look ever by far. Where that lands him, I don't know. I think I want to say possibly fourth, but we can't discount. Wait, Derek. We can't discount Sean Clarita. We can't discount Brandon Curry. Definitely can't discount William Bonac. So we got to see them stand next to each other. All right, let's do some questions. I think a really good Carlos is right in the mix though. Okay. Did you see? Let's not get into that. I want to get into that with PJ Braun, but I'm getting questions about Elon Musk. Let's keep this podcast.
Elon Musk
PG.
is a fake gamer, okay? And for that, zero respect. So basically, what happened was Elon. There's a game called Path of Exile 2, and it's like a top-down MMO. No, it's like an RPG game, kind of like Diablo. If you guys have played that. So he claims to be like one of the best players in the entire world on this game, right? And now this is a game where you have to grind the shit out of it. You have to play for hundreds, thousands of hours to get really good gear and level up your character and all this shit. And he was live streaming himself playing this game, and it's clear to anybody who's looking at the game, he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He doesn't know how to open his map. He's not doing combos properly. He's not playing it right. Anybody who put thousands of hours into the game, supposedly be one of the best players in the world, you're not looking at that, right? So basically, he's also the richest guy in the world. So what probably happened was he paid somebody to level up this account for him so he can claim to be a super good gamer and super pro and whatever. And then he paid him however much money, or he bought the account from somebody, and now he gets to run live streams on it and claim he's super good. And
He
for
live
that,
streams. He
yeah,
live
yeah, he
streams
live
gaming.
streams games on X as like a way to, I guess, promote the capability of the platform. So he'll like live stream himself playing the game.
Why did the richest man on the planet give a fuck about how people perceive his gaming?
Who knows, bro?
What the
I
fuck is
can tell you
that?
that. I can tell you this much: if you're that dude, you don't have time to game.
Exactly. It makes no sense.
That's
He's
what
a
I'm thinking.
liar. Also, the H-1B visa program is a fucking travesty, and we don't need to bring any more people into this country. Leave it at that.
We'll get into it more with PJ, but PJ loves the politics. And Compton is opposite. Compton can't stand politics. He think they're all scumbags and they're all fake and they all lie, which is not completely wrong. I mean, but being a politician, part of being a politician is kind of like you got to know how to get votes, which isn't always the best way to go about it. So
He's not even a politician, though. He's just like kind
good
of a
point.
weirdo who's piggybacked on top of the Trump effect. And like he somehow backdoored himself into this like very isolationist nativist movement. And then he's like arguing for more H-1B visas. It's so retarded. Like it was a total mask off moment.
Yeah.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, then it's not going to make any sense. But basically, he wants to import a bunch of Indian people to work for his tech companies for cheap.
Of course he does.
Weird.
Well, I heard he had Asperger's as well. I think that's a form of autism. Don't quote me.
Yeah,
I
he's
think
probably on
so.
the spectrum, right? And not just like I'm so weird, I'm autistic, or like on the spectrum, like legitimately probably
Well, for
autistic a
sure,
bit.
for sure,
But
for sure.
I mean, doesn't change the fact that his argument just sucks. You can't just replace American workers with Indians who you can pay half as much. Like it's not
I just
okay.
I just assume people that smart usually are just kind of weird. I thought he was just a weirdo, but he legitimately obviously has social issues. If you watch you could watch a couple of interviews from him and be like, yeah, this guy social cues aren't there. Social cues aren't there. But who needs social cues when he got a 90? How much billion? Oh, he's in the hundreds.
400
4 billion.
Yeah.
That's yeah. You got to be a little on the spectrum to be that rich.
Who cares? Who fucking cares?
That's insane. That doesn't even make any sense. All right. Are night sweats normal in the off season?
What? Just the off season?
Yeah, just the off season.
I sweat all the time.
Every night. Every night.
It's 60 degrees. It's 62 in my house right now. I'm fucking pitting out.
This is the first off season that I'm running cold at night.
Mm.
That's never happened before.
What is your last meal? Do you have carbs in your last meal?
Yeah, I usually have beef and pasta for my last meal. But I've been taking SLUPP. Maybe that's making me cold. That's the only thing that changed.
Just counteract it with some DMP. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Man, can you imagine if I tried that shit? I'd be like melting every day.
Yeah.
Do people actually use DMP in these days and age?
Oh yeah. People use it.
Everything is cool.
Yeah.
Dude. What are you talking about?
You'll be
That's crazy.
you'll be surprised how much
the
people.
Yellow Devil.
You will be alarmed how many people use DMP, but there's different ways to use it. Some people run like a 50 milligram low dose, so it's like they can run it for long periods of time. It won't be as extreme as far as results, but it'll do something. It'll definitely work. And then some people like to do short stints of higher doses, you know. But a lot of people use it. You wouldn't think so, but a lot of people do use it, you know. And so I might try it myself. You know what I'm saying? I might try to get that some of that fat going off. You know.
Turn pro, Mr. USA.
Yeah, I'm a
Whatever it
DMP.
takes.
Whatever it takes. I'm gonna be
Get a
peeled.
Billy.
Like
Billy.
cheeseburger, couple of DNP. All right, we're good.
Yeah.
You know what? In theory, it sounds so dangerous, but I gotta be honest. From what I've observed, it just seems like any other tool. It doesn't seem to be dangerous. It's just a tool you take. I mean, I'm not.
You can make
I'm
you
not
look
trying to
like
make it.
shit if you overdo it. Besides, like the risk of death, right? But
Yeah.
you can definitely like make yourself stringy. You overdo it.
Yeah.
Besides that,
Besides that, you're good. You know. But the holding water thing, I haven't noticed that. You know, just from observe, people say that like I hold so much water from it, but I actually never see them look watery. People that take it, you know.
Well, it's like I think I think I've seen a little bit of water retention in myself, but a lot of it is also like you're flat, which is the point. Like you're supposed to be flat when you're taking it, but you look softer. So that's probably
Yeah.
like amplifying whatever they see.
You did look flat while you were on it. I do remember that, but not watery.
Don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, it definitely. I mean, I wasn't taking that much of it though. I think I maxed out at like 200 mgs. I started at like 100 for a week and a half, went up to 200 for like a week and a half, and then I dropped it. So that's a really low dose.
Yeah.
And what is a time allotment to be using this? Like how many weeks can you use it?
You could run it through a whole prep at a low dose if you wanted to. It's just
Oh,
you're gonna eventually get like metabolic adaptation from all the caloric expenditure. You're basically putting yourself in a much steeper deficit. So imagine if you were crash dieting yourself.
gotcha.
So that's the reason why you don't really want to do it long term. One good strategy with it is to like use it out of the gate in prep. So like, you know, go ahead and run it for like 2 to 3 weeks and get like a big chunk of fat off of you and then drop it. And then you're like, oh, I just fast forwarded through like 6 weeks of dieting in three.
That makes sense.
And that's like the boring, stupid part of prep, anyways, where you're just kind of like doing my cardio, eating a little less. Like, if you cut that time in half, why wouldn't you? And
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to be uncomfortable, really. Be a little warm.
because you still got the food in there, so you're not going to have that the real feeling of starvation, right?
Yeah, and the other benefit of using it early on is like, as you said, you still have food in there, so like you're not going to be like pancake flat from taking it. You're going to be a little flatter, but not like super flat, and you're going to be able to maintain your performance, like training wise. And but whereas like if you were 4 weeks out and you started taking it for a couple of weeks, that's going to like push you over a cliff, and all of a sudden you're moving like half the way you were.
On top of feeling terrible.
Yeah.
I don't think you should take it if you're in single digits. I think once you're in single digit body fat, I don't think you should take it. But I was told by a reputable source about a classic guy who's a top Olympian who takes it toward the end of prep, which I didn't think made sense, but maybe to make weight, maybe. And he does tend to look watery, but not on stage. I would say in the past, maybe a little bit watery on stage, but recently, this might give it away who it is. Recently, he's been looking really good.
But dude,
Watch
there's
for
some
this.
classic guys I have no clue what you're talking about.
I don't know.
No, it is too much classic guys to know. All right. I'm sure he's not the only one taking it, though, so it doesn't really, All right. Let's do another one. What's this? This is a strange question to ask, but we kind of just talked about this. What percentage of bodybuilders do you think have autism? I don't know how
Like
would we even know that.
actual fucking autism.
On the spectrum, because if you have full blown like non-speech autism, I'm like, come on, you probably not a bodybuilder,
Yeah.
but like some, because there's a wide spectrum of it.
Like Green Ranger
Right.
Kyle, Green Ranger Kyle, the kid in Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Flavor of
yeah.
art.
But come on, man. But yeah,
I like Kyle. Kyle's great.
I like Kyle. I like Kyle.
but even him, he's not on the bottom end of the spectrum. He's somewhere mid.
Kyle has Down syndrome. He's
No,
not
yeah, I know,
autistic.
but same goes for Down syndrome. They're the spectrum.
My
They're the
bad,
big.
Kyle.
They all look similar, but the actual how they like behavior it can be very different. You've seen these videos of like people with Down syndrome just doing regular shit, like having regular conversations and shit. I'm like, I didn't know that was a thing, but apparently there's a spectrum there too. You know, there's like a couple of girls going viral who have Down syndrome, but they kind of speak like normal, and guys find them attractive, I guess, because.
Oh God, yeah.
Next question.
Instagram's algorithm is fucking horrible, bro. Like,
Bro, if I see that shit on OnlyFans, I'm gonna be like, "What is the world coming to, man?" But
it's on there. It's on there.
I can, yeah. From some of the things I see on my timeline, from what I see on my timeline, there's definitely some of them on. But who's helping them? Who's helping them with this content creation? This is not. I don't think that. I don't think that's good morally.
You know what Rule 34 is?
No, what is that?
Okay, Rule 34 of the internet is that if it exists, there's pornography of it.
Yeah, I think that's
Star
Wars.
Wars,
Yeah.
Down syndrome, you name it.
That's
Bodybuilders.
Wild. That's wild. Yeah. Hey, don't get me wrong. I mean, some of these pages they look okay, but I wouldn't watch pornography. That kind of pornography, though. I don't think
Pornography is evil. You shouldn't watch pornography.
They shut down Pornhub in Texas, didn't they? I don't know if it was just Texas.
Don't go on Pornhub. It's sinful.
I think porn is toxic. I gotta be honest with you.
Yeah, it's an Israeli plot to destroy the West.
I can't speak for women. I don't know how that affects women, but I think for men, I think porn is very negative for what it does to you mentally.
I mean, for women, at least for the women involved in it, is way worse.
No, not involved. I'm talking about consumer.
You're talking about viewing, but like, I mean, like most of the girls on those sites are like, they're not really there entirely voluntarily, you know. There's a lot of sex trafficking. It's really fucked up.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a little dark. We can change the subject now. What were we talking? Autism.
Yeah. Autism. Going from autism to porn is crazy.
So Stu's one of them clearly because we just got. That's fucking what you do.
Body. I honestly,
the same thing.
I mean, I know a lot of bodybuilders on the spectrum. I don't think it's autism, but I know a lot of bodybuilders who are kind of strange, maybe.
Well, dude,
I might be on the spectrum.
Socially awkward does not mean you're autistic. It means you're socially awkward.
Yeah.
Just because
I'm literally trying to think of one dude. I can't think of anybody I think that's legitly on the spectrum that's a bodybuilder.
I know one bodybuilder who had autism, but nobody knew besides close friends. But you know who I'm talking about, Stu?
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody. I guess if you're not on the higher end, nobody would know unless you tell them.
You're functioning, normal person society.
Yeah, you might. And let's be real. If a bodybuilder is a little bit socially awkward, we would just be like, he's just a bodybuilder. He probably just goes to the gym too much and doesn't talk to people. Shit. Yeah. Shit. And prep, most of us are kind of socially awkward. We don't. We
I
just
was
don't
gonna
talk.
say, yeah, 4 weeks out, I think we all turn into that, but
Yeah, yeah. I think in some ways, if you're on the lower end of the spectrum, you could actually be more successful. That might sound like a crazy thing to say, right? But you
No,
could
no,
see
you're
how.
right. I mean,
Yeah.
it's true for like engineers. Why wouldn't it be true for another? I mean,
Well, Elon.
obviously different
well,
application, but like,
I was gonna bring that up. My dad's an engineer, and I have a lot of engineers that come to our facility. They're a little, they're their own group. They think a little
Yeah.
different than we do. It's not good or bad or right or wrong. It's just different.
I thought Ralph was gonna say his dad has autism.
He probably does. He probably does.
The way he started the sentence. No, but we just talk about Elon having autism. So I mean, is there anybody more successful than Elon? I mean, shit. So hey, maybe it's not a bad thing. Maybe not a bad thing. So get your kids those vaccines. So if you want them to be successful.
I'm about to give myself a vaccine after this call.
Is that
From Billy.
is that insensitive to say make that joke? I don't think so.
I don't know. Does she
No.
does she get her medication from Billy or what?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
definitely got to
I
make
get-
the vaccine.
dude, Trump's back in office. You can say this shit now. It's okay.
Oh, you can say it's okay now. Okay, man.
I think
Like
so, yeah.
essentially, if you're trying to make a good living as a pro in the U.S., does it matter where you live? I want to know.
I believe so.
It helps.
Live Dallas. I can see Dallas being beneficial. Hey, Stu, are you richer now in Dallas than you were in?
No, I've been broke my whole life.
But there's more
I'm
opportunity.
drunk even if I'm not.
There's more opportunity, but if you're trying to make a good living, probably do something else.
Bodybuilder.
Yeah,
You're gonna make a good living. Don't do bodybuilding.
that's what I'm getting at. Sometimes I feel that when people ask health questions, I'm like, if your goal is to be as healthy as possible, this not the sport. It's not the sport.
I mean, obviously, like, if you're a personal trainer and that's your source of income, like, you can't be in like a podunk town where there's 1,000 people, right? Because you're just not going to have many clients, let alone wealthy clients who can actually pay a decent rate for you. Um, and beyond that, I think that there's just a lot of opportunities for networking and community building in a place where there's other people doing what you're doing, where versus like where there's nobody doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I agree. Just being around people in your industry can bring up opportunities that you wouldn't have had.
Yeah,
I recently
in
did
such a
a
small industry like this, that's hugely important. Just running into the right person at the right time and
100%.
kind of just lucking out.
Yeah. When I first moved here, like 7, 8 years ago, if you go to Gold Venice, you were gonna get an opportunity just from being there. Whether it's like a photographer. I actually met some of these. You hear these names like I don't know, like you hear like Mike Nebu or just these old photographers that you don't actually know who they are. You just know their name. I would literally meet some old man at the gym. I'm like, well, why does this creepy guy keep looking at me? And they'd be like, hey, what's up? I'm a photographer. I'm like, oh, I'm not into that. Come on, man. And then they would tell me their name. I'm like, yo, I heard that name before. And then I go look it up, and they're like a famous photographer. So like you'll meet these people, or you'll meet somebody who's like making a movie, and then so just being around certain environments, opportunities come up. So it's in your best interest to be around that. You know,
It's definitely less true than it used to be, though. Once upon a time, you had to go to LA, and that's the only place you could really be a bodybuilder, or like New
It's
York,
true.
maybe Vegas after Cutler moved there.
Yeah, yeah. Now you could go to Florida if you wanted to. You could go to Texas. I don't know where else. Yeah.
I mean, I have friends who are in New York and Long Island. And in terms of like competitive bodybuilding, Steve's gym is there, but there's not a lot of like stud competitors there like there were 20 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, what's the Akeem is the last pro from New York, last top pro
It
from New
was
York.
like Akeem and Juan Morel. Kai used to live up there.
John De La Rosa, Marco Rivera.
He's in Florida now.
Yeah,
Everyone's moved south.
Justin Rodriguez, Max Charles. I could keep rattling. I mean, from that area, there was a bunch.
Max
It
Charles
was.
is still up there, I think.
Oh yeah,
I got buddies who train at Bev's and they see him in there every once in a while still.
yeah. Victor Martinez, Sadiq Hadzovic.
Juliana,
He's
whatever
still-
her last name.
Yeah,
He used to
Malakani.
train there.
Oh, Kai Green. How we can't skip Kai Green? That's the main motherfucker. Yeah, I mean, it was every year there was just a bunch coming out from there, and then now not so much. I mean, not really. I don't even know where they come from these days. Where do they come from? I don't fucking know. Come from Nigeria now.
Yeah, mostly.
All right. How much difference does eating 5-6 meals make instead of 4? Let's say you're getting the same macros. Spread it.
Depends on the person for sure.
I do 5 meals. I just do 10 ounces instead of 8 ounces when I do 5 meals. But 5 meals, it fits into my day in a way that's better for me to get it in.
I also think you can't get it at 4 meals. I don't think that's enough.
I don't think I can get it for me. If I did
It
12
depends
ounces,
on the person, right? Like,
Yeah.
I've had some clients who were like more lifestyle ish, and like I could put them on 4 meals, and
Yeah.
me too.
they're not
Yeah, I
eating
do
as
that.
much as a
I guess I should have prefaced that as if you're trying to be a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
You know.
I think
Yeah.
5 is kind of a floor.
Yeah.
So like, 5 and a shake, or like
Mhm.
personally, I've never done 6 consistently. It just never fit into my schedule, and I've always done 5.
Mhm.
But I also have like, I eat like 2 hours before I train. I have pre, intra, and post shakes that all have carbohydrates in them. And so like I'll go 4 to 4.5 hours between my pre-workout meal and my post-workout meal, but I have all this stuff in between. If I didn't have all that there, then I might a 6 meal, I guess. But
So your off training days, you fill that with another meal?
no, I just
Spread it
spread
out.
things out a little further. Still 5.
See, I have the same thing, but my base is 7 meals. We tried pushing 8. I was able to do it for 2 weeks. And
Oh,
I can't do 8. I could probably do 8 now.
He's
Because
blending fish, dude. He's not normal.
that's nasty.
I haven't really been blending much since I've been off this. I'll be honest. I'll hit it there and there because it's more of a time thing, not because I can't get it down. So now it's a time thing, not try to force it, right? But I'm doing 7 and plus the intra, post, and pre, all that. But man, I just ate. I don't know, man. I'm just hungry. I like to eat, so fuck it.
8 meals is diabolical, man. That's crazy.
That's hard as fuck. I'll tell you that.
How many hours did you have in between the 8 meals?
So at 7, it's 2.
2 hours in between your
Yeah. So, but that time around trainings, I get up at 4 and I'm to bed at like 8 or 30 or 9. So do the math there. I'm eating the first one around 6:37. But yeah, I don't even have to set an alarm anymore. I just like time to eat. I'm fucking hungry,
Yeah, for sure.
I think you got to be a sociopath to do 8 meals. I got to watch my back around, Rafe.
It's rough. But I'm also psycho, so
I was gonna say, I don't think we do 5-6 meals nowadays because we want to like speed up our metabolism or anything like that. I think it's just literally we would have to eat 14 to 16 ounces of protein a meal, and that wouldn't be good for the gut. I don't think so.
I think it's all relative though, because you start at 5 ounces when you're starting, and then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now I look at 10 and 300 grams of rice when I used to be like, man, I got to eat all that. Now it's like, that's it.
Yeah, I
That's
know what you
it.
mean.
All I got, you know?
It's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah. So you adapt. Your body needs more. I mean, if you're always pushing and pushing and pushing, you probably need to keep that up. I guess at some point in time, once I get to a certain level, maybe we'll be able to back it off. But if
yeah.
it's working, it's working. If blood's good, blood's good. So why change it, you know?
One
The
other
the
thing
first.
to consider is like keeping your blood sugar stable. So like if you're eating 4 times a day, you're gonna have
Yeah.
generally larger peaks and valleys throughout the day, just because you're going like 4 hours without eating. Um, and I have a shit appetite, but if I go 4 hours without eating, I'm ready to eat again. 2.5, I'm just like, okay, I can get it in, but yeah, that more spreading it out over like 5 or 6. Generally, you're going to have more stable blood sugar, and like I said, in that window between my pre and post workout meals where I got those shakes, they're kind of serving to keep my blood sugar stable throughout that whole time frame. If I didn't
Mhm.
have those, I'd like go into the ground.
Yeah. Have you ever trained with, forget your intra carbs or whatever? Dude, 30 minutes in, you're like, I can't even freaking finish the workout. You just run out of juice half the time. And
Yeah,
it's not that you don't have the power and the carbs in there, but you get so hungry and it's more of that lightheaded brain fog, blood sugar's low, you know.
yeah.
I've been able to, and what's crazy is my A1C has improved over the years. It's dropping even with more food, which is kind of counterproductive. So something's happening where it's working really well. The formulation's down, you just learn your body more and more and more. I don't eat as much BS as I used to in between meals I'd eat my regular meal, then I have some crap after. Now I
There we
just eat
go.
you know.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so my metabolism's staying cranking and it feels better. But
I can't. I can't train with intra carbs. I can't digest it.
I've had
It
people
just.
I've had clients like that.
Yeah, yeah. The whole insulin thing. I don't look very good on insulin, but even if I did, I couldn't really. It would have to be a super low dose because I couldn't eat enough carbs around my workout and eat or drink enough carbs to really get the effects that I would want.
So,
I
And,
presume you
Stu,
both
you said
deny
you
everything.
you
huh?
say you wait 2 hours after you eat to train.
I usually do, yeah.
Now I'll slam
Just
a meal and I'll be training in 20 minutes. Like
Me,
yeah,
me,
9 ounces of
I,
steak and rice. I've trained like that always, so it's probably just something my body's got used to.
yeah,
I,
I'd be burping
I'll
that shit up.
Oh, really?
I would.
Oh yeah.
Melissa's
Besides,
that way. She's like, I got to eat cream of rice and protein. That's all I can handle before, or it's got to be an hour and a half before.
yeah, but like when you eat and then go straight to train, and it's almost like I've never used insulin, but I use like berberine and the GDAs and stuff. It's like shuttling that food you just ate straight into the muscles. So once I start warming up and getting a pump, it's like the food just goes to the muscle. So it's no longer in my stomach. But
Oh,
I also don't eat as big as meals as y'all do.
I'll probably lose 2 to 3 belt notches in my weight belt during my leg session or something, just because it's moving around, right? Pretty funny.
yeah. I'll eat my meal in my car. Mostly, I guess mostly in prep, just because my food is so low in prep that I'm. If I don't do that, I would probably be hungry during the workout. But I'll literally eat the meal in my car as I'm still chewing the food. I'm already in the gym doing calves before I get to my workout, so it's right away. But even off season, I'll eat in my car, go to the gym, but maybe play fetch with my dog at the gym for like 10 minutes, do calves, so maybe 20 minutes, like you said, bro. Maybe 20 minutes in, but prep, I could literally eat at the gym, get up, drop the food, and work out right then and there. But it's not much food for me, anyways.
So what was the original question?
Oh damn, I don't even know where we at.
Got
I
off
couldn't
that.
tell you. I already switched pages.
Okay.
All right, let's do let's do one more question. Where did the hat come from? What hat is that?
This,
Yeah.
this is Shop Strange. They're a clothing like printing company out of Boise, Idaho. They made all my shirts,
Okay, okay. Dope, dope.
the custom shirts, which you can still buy. I think I should probably check if that URL is even still functioning. I haven't
Yeah,
sold a
yeah.
shirt in a while. So.
You notice I ended up taking off the T-shirt commercial from the podcast because I ran
I never
out.
watched these, so
I ran out of all the sizes, and I have a bunch of 3Xs. But why the fuck did I assume if you listen to the podcast, you're fucking 300 pounds? Nobody's 300 pounds. Watch, so it's like, why did I get all these 3Xs? I just assumed that people outside watch the podcast, but that's just our friends. It's only us that do that. So everybody else is like a medium. I'm like, small? People wear smalls? No offense. I'm like, damn, mediums and small. That's what people get. I'm like, that shocked me. I didn't realize that was how it worked. So I took off the commercial because I don't want people ordering shit that's not there.
I ran
So
out of 3Xs.
oh, you're the opposite. You ran out of 3Xs.
I probably had a bit more of an intelligent like distribution of sizes though. I think I had like 15 3Xs
Oh,
original with the order, and I think I had like 30 or 40 of like the XLs, 2XLs. I don't remember the counts, but
yeah, yeah. Well, lesson learned. Now I know. Y'all motherfuckers out there, smalls and mediums this whole time.
maybe my fans are bigger than your fans. What do you think about that?
I think so. I think you got bigger fans, man. You know, I'm still an amateur, so I got the amateur demographic. Yo, men's physique guys fuck with me for some reason. A lot of my clients are men's physique guys. I'm like,
You're
should
a
I be
pretty boy.
offended? Should I be offended? Should I be offended? I don't know. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I'm like, why do men's physique guys pick me? Go to Stu, men's physique guys. Why me?
I have
Go to
coached
Rafe.
0 people into men's physique divisions. I could
Oh
do it.
man,
I don't draw that crowd, I guess. Probably because I talk so much shit about them.
Yeah.
they probably find me relatable. I don't know, man. All right, let's do one more. If you could get anybody on a podcast dead, who would you choose and why?
John
Uh, uh,
Meadows.
okay, I'm like, who would I kill, or who are you talking about?
Oh, okay. Somebody, okay.
They mean somebody who's no longer with us. So, oh, John Meadows is a good one, actually. John Meadows is a good one. Um, somebody who I've never had before would be different, but I would say Boston because I want to see Boston and Stu on the same podcast. But
Yeah.
I've had Boston before,
I
so
think
I'm gonna
Boston
say
would be hilarious, man.
seeing Boston. I've never seen him do a podcast with a group of people. I think that would be even funnier to have him on with a group of people. I think that would have been dope. You know, he's usually on by with one person. Well, I mean, Leo really was when he was on with Palumbo. That was actually entertaining. That was very entertaining on Palumbo. Because Palumbo is just like laughing. He can't believe the shit he's saying, and Boston is just going. I thought it was entertaining. Um, I could see Rich. I could see. I like Dallas too, man. Dallas was funny. Dallas, Rich. Yeah, maybe Dallas. I'll go Dallas for some Dallas. Yeah, I like that guy.
Did you say John Meadows, Stu?
Alyssa said.
Oh,
John
listen.
Meadows.
You,
I trained
you,
with
John?
him in 2016. He put me through a leg and arm workout.
Oh shit, that's fire.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't think
pretty
I've
dope.
ever. I've never. I don't think I've ever seen him in person. I don't think I've ever seen him in person. I've never seen Dallas
He's
in person either. That'd have been cool. Who you got,
Yeah, in
Stu?
2017. That's the year I
Oh
did my
yes,
first show.
it's a long
I
time
was like
ago.
barely into this stuff.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. That would have been cool though. Who you pick, Stu?
Uh, um, Definitely Boston.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, that would have been fun. Rafe.
You know what? I think I'd have to go with Rich Piana because he was kind of like the forefront of all the bullshit talking on the internet when it came to just putting it all out there on the line. And he didn't give a
Yeah,
fuck. He's like, I'm me, you're you. This is how it is, you know.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'd have to bring it. Melissa was sponsored by 5%. We were
Oh
together
shit.
probably a year and a half before he ended up passing. So I never got the chance, but I like the dude's energy. He's a little out there, but I like it.
I like. I never did. I meet. I don't think I met Rich, but he used to work out when I used to work out. But Konevsky worked that way because he was. I don't know if he signed Eric or he was gonna sign Eric, but he was like doing videos with him and wearing 5% shit. And Eric would invite me, but they would work out like 4, 5 in the morning at Venice. I'm like, damn. At the time, I was working a lot of hours. I'm like, I can't do that. And the last time he invited me, I was like, next time. And then Rich drove back to I think Miami he was at, and then he went into a coma like a couple. Konevsky was the last person he did a video with before he went into coma and died, which is crazy. That's why you can't say next time, right? I never got the chance. So I think Rich would have been. I hear a lot of stories about Rich at NoHo, and it makes me like him even more. You know, it makes me like him even more. Like he didn't he didn't put up with bullshit, but he was the nicest guy in the world. He would give you the shirt off his back, but if you fucked with him the wrong way, he wouldn't take that. Which is, I think we all could respect that.
Do you remember when he was doing Bigger by the Day on YouTube? Every day he posted a video. I was prepping for the Orlando Europa in 2016, and he had a booth, and that was like the deadline, I guess, for his little YouTube series. And I met him at the show, and then I saw him at the gym, and we did some poses together. It's pretty
Oh,
cool.
dope! Fire,
Yeah, it's pretty
fire,
cool.
yeah. I think Rich would. Did Rich ever do a podcast? I don't think I've ever seen him on the podcast before. Wasn't that popular?
He did his YouTube videos.
Yeah, and podcasts weren't as popular in 2018,
He was
17.
kind of one of the guys that came out and made it, knew how to use Instagram right when it came out and got
Yeah,
really,
yeah,
really good with it and made his athletes get real good with it.
yeah. He has some entertaining. Well, he did a lot of content with Boston too, but they would clash a lot. Just they had like their personalities didn't mesh, but they were similar. They were like Rich was literally like a 45-year-old Boston, and I feel like he saw himself in Boston, but they would clash a lot. But they were never enemies though. They
Do
would
you
just have a
remember
lot of.
when this is probably just speaking about when we were talking about the spectrum thing, but remember when Rich
Oh
slapped
yeah,
Jason Geneva or whatever his name is?
yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
And then they ended up working out together.
a lot of people were upset. I didn't think anything was wrong with it. I didn't think. I'm not trying to be fucked up, but Jason knows right from wrong. Don't get it twisted. Just because he's on the spectrum, he knows right from wrong, and he knew he was wrong because he was trying to apologize. And then Rich didn't hit him that hard. He just wanted to show him that you got to watch your mouth a little bit. I think he did it in the right way. The wrong way would have been to punch him in the face and knock him out, which is what Rich usually would do if you threaten his family. But he didn't. So he used discretion. Like, okay, these guys are on the spectrum, but I can tell because he was nervous. He fucked up, which means that you could show him a little bit of lesson. He smacked him up a little bit. Let's laugh. I'll let you hit me. Yeah, hit me. Oh, yeah, there we go. You hit me. Boom. Now I can hit you back. So it was actually a really smart way to handle it. And then he shook his hand and he didn't hold any malice toward him. I think that's a very respectable way to handle it. He didn't beat him up and say "fuck you," "I hate you." He just showed him a little bit and then said, now we're cool. Now we're cool."
Yeah,
I don't think I have no issue with that. I think that's the best way to handle it.
very
So
entertaining. Good YouTube. Good YouTube right there.
I was watching some of those old YouTube videos like a month ago, and I'm like, we've come a long way with YouTube and shooting videos. But you still watch the whole damn thing, but
yeah. Shit. Then you have Sam Sulek who's doing the same old school shit with no edits, no edits whatsoever, no music, nothing.
it was like
is Sam doing the Arnold Amateur?
yeah.
Shit, good point. Yeah, that would be the show that fits in that time frame.
Yeah, I'm getting really lean right now.
one of my
I don't watch his stuff like consistently, but
Oh, he lives in Columbus.
oh, does he?
oh yeah, he does.
Oh yeah, so yeah, that makes perfect sense then. Yeah, that's entertaining. Mm-hmm.
One of the guys I coach, I wake up one morning, it's like 5, and he's like, "Do you see that video of Sam Solik? He's just riding his stationary bike doing cardio for an hour and didn't say anything, and there's 45,000 likes on it."
That guy is a different, but it's almost like you can respect somebody getting popular without trying to. I feel like that's the most respectable way to get. I still haven't seen him promote, and even when he was with Hostile, he didn't promote it. Like he doesn't promote shit. He doesn't give a fuck, bro.
He didn't even know the names of the products.
No, but that's real because he doesn't give a fuck, And then I would see him still wear regular tees. I'm like, shouldn't he have a Hostile tee on? Like, isn't that you don't give a fuck? He's like, I do what the fuck I want, man. Take me or leave me, motherfucker. I don't need anybody. You gotta.
This video is hilarious. He's literally, I'm watching. He's literally just on a bike for an hour.
I'm like, that's all I need to hear. I was laughing so hard though. Like,
you think part of him is a troll, or that's just really organically him?
That's organic.
Yeah. I think so too. I think.
How old is he? 21.
Well, he started, but now he's 23. I want to say, right, something like that. There's a video of some stranger. He because there was like a chocolate milk thing that went viral with him. It's some stranger at the hotel. I'm assuming it was a young kid because of the voice, and he walks up to him with a glass of chocolate milk, and he's like, "Hey," he's like, "It's for you." He's like, "Oh wow, nice," and he drinks it. I'm like, "Bro, why would you drink it? You don't know what the fucking." But he's just so, "Oh wow, thank you, man. Wow, this is good." I'm like, this dude is so random. Honestly, speaking on the spectrum, I mean, he doesn't. He seems to be in his own world. He doesn't care about money. He doesn't care about. He still drives a Honda Accord. Bro, you know how rich this man has to be. He doesn't give a fuck, and you gotta love that shit. Somebody who just.
Why do rich people have to drive fancy cars?
That's the whole thing, because every influencer would.
People think that rich people drive fancy cars, but
yeah,
that's not true.
The truth is, you know what the truth is, Stu?
Poor people drive fancy cars.
Exactly right. Stu sent me like a post about that. It was about Dodge in particular, but in general.
So everyone who doesn't know, Beatty drives a straight piped Dodge Charger with a wrap on it and blacked out windows, right? Okay. We are just checking all the boxes right now.
No, but that's the thing. Like actual rich people don't drive nice cars. I mean, celebrities and stuff, they feel like they have to keep up. But like a rich person that's going to Gold's Venice right now, they don't drive nice cars. The richest person, the ones who first get a taste of money or don't have a lot of money, are the ones with the nicest cars. You know what I'm saying? So it's just how it goes. There's levels of richness, of course.
Sam would be more or less likable if he was driving a Porsche.
Because he's Sam, probably less.
Yeah, obviously. Like it would be, some people would think it was cool, but like now he's not quite the same guy that you feel like you could talk to.
Because he's super relatable right now. Like, he's relatable. If he has a Porsche and fancy shit, no one can. Some people can, but not everybody.
100%. That's why these people start off with a bang. When Trend Twin started, they didn't have money, and they were just kids. It made them super relatable. But then once they actually have all these nice cars and stuff, you get further away from your fans. So if you notice, like, their views go down, doesn't go up. Right, so you get further away, and your fans are getting older with you, so they get more mature and be like, that doesn't really do anything for me anymore, So you start to lose fans instead of gaining them. When you were just in fucking ripped up, raggedy shirts, lifting heavy weights, that's when people related to you. And Sam is still that guy, but he's not faking it, which is the important part. He just doesn't give a fuck. which is what makes him Sam, which is good, which is great, and he does.
Sam's views have also gone down over time. I think
That's gonna
he's
happen.
wise enough to know that this will not last forever. He's probably just banking all this stuff, and he can live. Like if he goes and invests it, he's going to be able to live off of it for the rest of his life if he wants to.
100%. Yeah, he's doing it. He's doing it the right way for sure. The right way for sure. And it shows. Nothing lasts forever. He's always going to make money from YouTube, but he's not going to get 1 million views a video forever, and that's okay. You have to know how to transition in life. Larry Wills hasn't posted a video in I don't know how long. He's transitioning. He understands that he's not going to make 3-4 videos a week until he's 60. So he put other businesses in place, and now he doesn't have to make YouTube videos. That's kind of the goal. Sam said it in a recent Jay Cutler interview, because Jay was like, "You still do daily uploads all by yourself?" You're like, "Yeah." He said, "I'll probably keep this up for maybe another year or so." Which is telling you he knows that he's not going to just do daily uploads for the rest of his life, right? It's crazy. So I'm sure he has a plan, which is the way you want to go about it. If he plays his cards right, he could be set by the time he's 30. I'm sure probably before that.
Yeah, but if he's prepping for a show, he looks like he's on track to be in shape right now. I'm looking at some of his videos, like it's what he looks like.
I think
I gotta go. I got a client. I gotta train here in about 20. So.
Oh yeah, do your thing. Yeah, I gotta bounce myself. I got a client soon. I haven't ate. All right, I guess let's all sign off then.
Good chatting with you guys.
A nice chatting with y'all. All right, bro. All right, y'all. Talk to y'all.